Okay, boys and girls. So, let's talk about, we have three different kinds of factoring I'm asking you to do here, right? But factors are just parts of a bigger thing, right? Like, if you're being asked to factor something, you're being asked to break it apart. That's it. So, if you were confused by your homework, you should probably, like, do this in your notes too, right? Not just write it down, because that would be something that could help you. How many of you guys, like Cesar, you said you got confused by this part, right? Did you actually look in your notes to see if you could get help? Yeah? Oh. Did it help? It didn't help. I wonder if it didn't help because you wrote down steps, but you never wrote down things you were figuring out during the day. Because we've all had it happen, right? Where, like, you learn it in class, and then you leave, and you go home, and you're like, wait, what was that? Like, you forget, right? Yeah. That's what you should write down. Not just the steps, but, like, the ideas behind them. Okay. So, now, I'm going to get another piece of paper so I can do some scratch work. Ready, Ivan? Let's talk about the number 50. Because we do have to do prime factors, we have to do all the factors, and we have to do a factor that has a perfect square. So 50. It doesn't matter which one you start with. It doesn't matter how you start. But, I don't know, what goes into 50? 10. 10 goes into 50. How many times? 5 times. Do you guys agree? Yeah? Now, is 10 a prime number? No, 5 is though, right? That means I can't break that apart anymore. It's prime. That's what I should, like, if you're confused, I would write that down, right? Like, I'll even write it down for you too, because you can, like, yeah, right, Hazel? Okay, so this is prime, and that means it can't be broken down. That reminds me, with Optimus Prime, when he changes, where does his trailer go? Oh. Oh, okay. Huh, interesting. Now, this is not prime, it's composite, right? When it's composite, we can break it down some more. Yeah? So, I don't know, Gabriel, 10, what is 10? Huh? What makes 10? What numbers make 10? 5 and 2, right? Yeah, okay. So this would be 2 and 5. Do you guys see? So therefore, these are both prime now, right? Audrey, you see what I'm talking about? Like 2 is prime, 5 is prime, and 5 is prime, right? That means I can't break these down anymore. And 2 times 5 times 5 happens to be 50. If you wanted to use a calculator to, you know, just give you confidence when you're doing this, you could. But what we're doing is we're trying to break this down into its smallest parts. And then we want to look at all the parts. So 50 equals 2 times 5 times 5. And that happens to be what our first thing was supposed to tell us to do. Those are the prime factors. Because all of those numbers are prime, and the whole thing multiplies together to be 50. Do you see? 2 times 5 times 5 is 50, and they're all prime numbers. So that is what goes, well, right there. 2 times 5 times 5. Claro? Yeah, Dominic? Ooh-ah? Okay, now Dominic, the middle column says all factors. So, yeah, all factors. What does that mean, Dominic? Like, what does all factors mean? Everything that goes into 50. Like, all things. So here's how I would do this one. I would go 50, and I'd like do a chart. 1 goes into 50, right? And then Brianna could write some of this down if she wanted, right, Brianna? Like, you could, your hand isn't broken, right? Okay, okay. And then 2, go in order. Don't go 1 and then 5 because you're going to skip stuff, and then you'll forget. So 2 goes into 50 25 times, yes? 3? Does 3 go into 50? 4? 4 into 50? No? 5? Yeah. How many times? 10. Okay, now watch. 6, 7, 8, and 9. No, they don't go into 50. Right? Next number that goes in is 10 and 5. And you see this? When that happens and you didn't skip anything, like we checked everything in between, and it just like turns around, that means you've got them all. You're done. You are D-O-N-E finished. So here are all the factors. We could write them in order. 1, 2, 5, 10, 25, and 50. Those are all the factors. Ivan, you good with that? So when you take a quiz, you're going to get 100? Yeah? You sure? Hey, you know, if you really wanted to learn how to do that and you were at home and you were totally stuck and confused, you could go, I emailed everybody that emailed me and I sent you a link. There's like a calendar icon that's like says 12. Like it tells you in words what you should do, but you can click on that and it will show you what we're doing every single day. So for every single day there's a video, there's like written stuff you can read, there's help. Even if you didn't do that, you could just go to your good old friend G-O-O-G-L-E and you could write in what are the factors. You could write in what are the prime factors of 50 and it would tell you. You could write in what are all the factors of 50 and it would tell you. You could write in what's the perfect square that's a factor of 50 and it would tell you 25 times 2. Perfect square. That's the perfect square right there. So 50 also equals 25 times 2. Perfect squares are numbers times themselves that equal something. Some of you guys did 50 times 50, but that's not a factor of 50. You're supposed to look for a number that makes 50 that's a perfect square. That's going to be that's a big idea for later, Hazel, because we're going to be doing square roots, and that's what we have to find are perfect squares. Krista, you good?
Yeah.
Any questions so far? It's all clear.
Yeah.
Clear as mud. Oh. All right. Anybody got questions? Alexa, all good. Yeah? Jasmine, all good. Okay. Sebastian, way back over there, you got questions? All good. Did you get 100 on your quiz yesterday? Yeah? What? Did you look up those numbers on the internet? And you just wrote them down, right? That's beautiful. That's fine because I just asked you to find the fact. I didn't ask you to like do anything else. I just look it up and write it down and you're good. Was that mean? Like how I did that yesterday? It wasn't mean? Like if you know somebody in here didn't do it and they got a 0, would you feel bad for them? Not at all, huh? Wow. Me either. Okay. Let's do one more. Let's let Alexander pick which one we're going to do. 100, 24, 12, or 18. 100? 100. Okay. Let's talk about 100. I'll make you a deal. If you didn't do your homework, if you did not do this like Travis, right? If you finish the homework and you come show me before school tomorrow, I'll give you 4 out of the 5 points. It's a pretty good deal. Yeah? But that means before school, Brianna. Oh my gosh. How's that possible? So what happened today? Did you wake up late? I told you about that alarm thing, right? You should try it. Okay. 100. Let's see here. What goes into 100? For sure. Like 50? Oh, okay. Times what? Times 2. You guys agree with Dominic? That's 100? Okay, Josh, that's prime, right? Can't break that down anymore, but 50 is not. Oh, wait a minute. This is weird. We just did 50, right? Oh my goodness. Wait, it's like right here. 50. So 50, let's see here. It's right here. So 50 is 2 times 5 times 5, and then times the other 2 makes 100. There you go. That's the prime factors. What do you think about that, Luis? Any problems? Luis, I can't believe you didn't do your homework. What's your brother going to say? I don't know. Okay. You know I had your brother as a student 3 times? 3. No, he never failed with me. I had him in summer school after his freshman year. I don't know who he had, but he didn't do anything. And he did okay in summer school, and then I had him for 2 college classes. Yep. And you know what we'd always say when we understood something with your brother? You know what we'd always say? Gucci. We'd also say this. I'd ask him how he's doing. He'd say, rock solid. Yeah. So if you got it, you're rock solid. If you get 100 on a quiz or a test, yeah? Okay. So these are the prime factors of 100, right? All the factors. Let's see, 100, 1 times 100, yeah? 2 times 50. Does 3 go into 100? No. 4?
Nope.
Yep.
Yeah,
4 quarters in $1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, $1 is 100 cents. 4 quarters, 25 quarters, 25 cents. There's 4 of them in $1. Yeah? Hazel, do you think if chapstick worked, you would never have to use it again? You know what I mean? If chapstick really worked, you would only have to use it once and never again. But the more you use chapstick, the more you have to use it. Have you noticed? Like, I used to use it all the time. Like, all the time. And if I, like, forgot it, and I came to work and I forgot it, then all day long I was like, oh my God, I feel horrible. Because that happened, right? And I don't know about you, I will not borrow somebody's chapstick. That's like making out with them. No, not happening. No way. But then, like, this summer, I just ran out, and I just kept forgetting to buy it, and now I just don't need it anymore. It's weird. I need to come up with something I can sell to people that they don't need it until they use it, and then they have to have it. Oh, that sounds like drugs. Huh, that's weird. Okay, never mind, I'm not going to do that. 5. Does 5 go in? 20, right? There are 20 nickels in $1. There are 20 nickels in $1. Nickel is 5 cents. There are 25-cent pieces in 100 cents. That's weird, right, Josh? Yeah. Okay. 6, 7, 8, no. 9, no. 10, Simon Limon. And you see how it's repeated? That means we're done. Because the next number would... Wait, what would be the next number? 11, no. 12, no. 13, no. 14, no. 15, no. 16, no. 17, no. 18, 19, 20. The next number that would go in was 20. And look at it goes in 5 times. We already have that. Do you see?
Yeah.
Done. This is also how we know we're done. It's like repeated. That means 100 is a perfect square. Perfect square times a perfect square. Because 2 squared is 4 and 5 squared is 25. Those are both perfect squares. So you could write, for the last part, you could write 4, and you could also do 100 itself is a perfect square. So 100 times 1. Both would be okay. But there's one better, that, because it's bigger. Josh, did you learn anything? Yeah? Okay, good. All right, boys and girls. Is that a pretty good deal I'm offering you about your homework? Yeah, Maricela? Why didn't you do your homework?
I completely forgot.
I forget things that aren't important to me, too.
No, I'm not even like me.
No?
It's not that it's not important.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. I know what it's like to forget.